guys, it's Jessica from Peace Love Books, and today I'm here with a very exciting announcement, and it is for the Romanceopoly Readathon. I host Romanceopoly with the wonderful ladies at Under the Covers, and it is a year-long reading challenge where we have a board, and we actually have 2 packs this year where it's like a Monopoly board, and each space you land on is a different book category, and you have to read a book to match that space. And if you make it all the way around once, we have a second pack for you where it's completely different challenges, and it is so much fun. We did it last year. This is our second year doing it. I love it. Each year we try to do 2 readathons throughout the year where we try to catch up on our reading. I've done about 7 spaces, which is not surprising. I failed miserably last year. I had a really strong start last year and then didn't finish. This year I'm determined to finish, but since I have 7 done, I'm planning on reading 6 books for this readathon, so I will almost double how I'm doing on Romanceopoly, and I'm very excited for it. So I will go ahead and get to the dates and the challenges of the readathon. While it is April and our readathon is starting at the end of April, it is not too late to join if you want to. Our website is linked down below. It has the board, it has amazing printables. There are printables for your bullet journal. You can do a whole board yourself, and I'm going in order of the board. Last year I rolled, this year I decided to change it up and just go square by square. It's whatever you want, and so I am very excited for this readathon to get to those books. This readathon is taking place April 27th to May 3rd, and so it is a week long, and there are 7 challenges. You can definitely double up on challenges, and they're not that hard, so I didn't really have an issue finding books that fit the challenge with my space that I'm on for each book. So the challenges are: read a book with a cover the same color as the square you land on. So there's a bunch of different colors: red, blue, pink, and more. And if you land on like a white square or like the library or the post office, those are for black or white covers. So if it's not a colored square, you read something with a black or white cover. Next is a book that's been recommended to you. We do have recommendations on our website, so for this challenge, if you want to, go to the website, click on the square you're on, and choose any of the books that we've recommended for that square. Or it could be something a friend has recommended, a booktuber, a bookstagrammer, a book blogger, anybody. Number 3 is read a book that is already on your TBR or already on your bookshelf. For me, this is the whole goal of Romanceopoly. I'm only letting myself read books that I don't buy for Romanceopoly, so it's either at my library or already on my shelves, so this is perfect for me for this challenge. The next challenge is to read a debut or new to you author or series, so I'm really glad that we decided to tack on the series because on my TBR I have no new to be authors, but I do have a new series I'm hoping to start, so I'm excited for this challenge. Number 5 is to read the longest title on your TBR. Number 6 is to read a book with an animal on the cover. And number 7 is to read a standalone, which actually is hard for me because I read a lot of series or they're standalones within series, so this one was a little harder for me. But those are all of our challenges. Feel free to mix and match. You can read like 2 or 3 books if you want to. You don't even have to complete all the challenges. They're there for you if you want them. The goal is just to finish as many Romanceopoly books as we can in this week. So I have 6 books on my TBR. I have 5 physical books and then 1 audio, so I'll go ahead and get to the squares I'm on and the books that I hope to read for the challenges and the squares. So the first square I'm on is BFF's House, which is to read a book that is a friend's sibling romance. Yeah, so you are fall in love with your friend's sibling. Yes, I'm saying that right. I'm confusing myself. I'm going to try to read Ryan's Bed by Tijan. This is about a girl who thinks that she got in the window of her friend, and she actually went into the window of her brother, like her friend's brother, and so they end up having a romance, and I think this is really emotional. Like, she goes through something very traumatizing. I don't want to say it because I don't know if it's spoiler, even though it was in the description when I looked at Goodreads, but this is going to be a standalone and a book that is recommended to me, and a book that's already on my TBR, so this one counts for a lot. Okay, so the next book I didn't realize is actually book 3 in a series, but I'm going to count it for a new to me series, and this is for Amore Avenue, which is Second Chance Romance, and that's Day of the Duchess by Sarah Maclean. I never read historicals in order because they typically read as standalones, but this one is about our main character. She's been exiled, and the guy has been in 3 years of solitude, like isolation, but that was his choice, I guess. I don't know why she was exiled, but apparently they're married, and they've been apart for 3 years, and she claims that he broke her heart, so it is their second chance. chance. I'm very excited for this. This is also recommended to me because this was on the Romanceopoly website as a recommendation from Under the Covers. I am also counting this as my longest title because it is 5 words long, and I had a really hard time figuring out what book to read for this challenge, and 5 words is a pretty long title if you think about it, so I'm gonna read this for that challenge as well. Next is Passion Place, which is to read a menage or a reverse harem, and I'm not the biggest fan of reverse harems, so I'm gonna read Learn My Lesson, which is actually the same color as the tile on the board, so the board place is actually blue. This is blue, and this one is a romance between Meg and Hades, and I believe Hercules as well. So I'm very excited. This is book 2 in the series. I really enjoyed book 1, Desperate Measures by Katie Robert. I've already read 2 Katie Robert books for Romanceopoly, and I'm gonna read my 3rd one, and I've only read like 6 or 7 already. So I love Katie Robert, and I'm excited to read this book. Next square is The Post Office, which is to read an epistolary romance, which means a romance that starts with like letters or writing. I'm gonna read Dear Aaron. Finally, I've been waiting for this square so that I could read Dear Aaron because I haven't read Dear Aaron yet, and I've owned it for like 2 years. And this is a romance between a girl, I believe, and a soldier, and they fall in love through letters. I think over half of it, I believe, is literally just their interaction, and then the rest is the actual story. So this one's definitely been recommended to me, and this one's also been something that's been on my TBR/bookshelves for a while. The next square I have is Courtship Row, which is to read a book that is historical romance with a hero or heroine who is a spy or a soldier. And so for this one, I'm going to read The Highlander by Kerrigan Byrne. I love Kerrigan Byrne so much. This series I've been reading completely out of order. I think I read book 1 and book 4, and this is book like 3, I think. But this one, he is a Lieutenant Colonel Liam Mackenzie, so he is definitely a soldier, and they talk about how the Mackenzie clan has been in a lot of battles, and he's really good. And she's an English governess, and she's there to take care of his children. So I love that trope, and I cannot wait for this, and I love the cover. I love this author. This one is just a book that's been on my TBR for a while, and I think that's the only one it counts for, but I'm excited. The last challenge I have is Burger Joy, and that is to read a book from one of our book girlfriend categories. And so for this one, I'm gonna listen to the audio because I needed an audiobook because I listen to audio throughout the week when I go for a run, or when I walk my dogs, or when I'm doing a puzzle, which I've been doing a lot lately. And so the audio I'm gonna read is Magic Bytes by Alana Andrews. This one actually has a lion on the cover, and I don't know too much about it. I just know it is a beloved either paranormal or fantasy romance series, and I don't know anything about it. I don't want to. I just want to go in blind. I know everyone loves Alana Andrews, so I think it's her Kate Daniel series. Is it? It might not be. She has a lot of different series out, so I'm gonna read this for the category of read a book with an animal on the cover and a new series to me. So yeah, that's my TBR, and so 6 books, 7 days, 7 challenges. I think I can do it. But let me know down below if you're going to be joining and what you're hoping to read and what categories you're excited for. And I want to know, are you rolling or are you just like going square by square? I think I like the square by square better that I'm doing it this time around, but I'm very excited to get working on my Romanceopoly books. I need to catch up. So that's all I have. I hope you guys can join us. As always, thank you so much for watching and have a good day. Bye.